Good evening, everybody. And it's a new week, and I can't wait to get started doing these videos. I really enjoy doing them. So whenever I have a weekend, I'm dying to come back to the screen and tell you guys what I'm seeing. And I hope you do feel the same. So if you're back here, please like and subscribe to the channel as always. And yeah, let's dig right into the charts. Actually, today when I started to look what I wanted to show, actually you can see I have like 20 charts or so. Way more than I used to. But there were a lot of things that I'd like to show you. So let's get straight to it. And maybe this video will take more than 10 minutes. I'm sorry. It is what it is. So quickly, the dollar. From last week, we made the call that if the dollar were to bounce, it had to be right here. And as you can see for the past 2 days, it has the move up has been quite strong actually. But if you look at this golden trend line going across here, it's a very, very long-term trend line. It's like 7 years old, which is the peaks. Sorry. The peaks here and the peak here going right across straight into here. So as long as we are below this golden trend line, let's make it red. Rather it is. There it is. It's bearish long term. So if the dollar can pop to the upside here and out of this flag, we could see a bounce here for sure in the dollar. If not, and we roll over, to me, both short term and long term, it's more or less game over for the dollar, at least for the next year or two. So yeah, let's see what happens. Very important moment in time right here. Silver, as you mentioned, I also made a, a bit of an early call that 26 would probably be the top here, and we did get a bounce late Friday on this channel here, or today, sorry, on this pivot high here in the channel, but we broke down. So I think what we will see now for silver, and as we have talked about last week, is that we will go in for a big retest of this. Can I just 1 second? I just remove that quickly. Okay, you can see this is the trend line going across here. So what I think we will see for silver is a normal retest here at around the lowest should be 23.5-ish, and then we will resume up again. That's my call. Maybe we will only go as low as the 24 level, depending on how far into this cluster we go. But this is what I expect to see after this major breakout in the past week or two. Okay, gold, similar thing. Let's go to the 8 hourly. You can see here we broke down of this bearish wedge close to the top. I thought we would actually go in for a test at the top, but to me that's somewhat of a good thing, I think. Um, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But I think right now you can see we have this longer term bearish structure right here coming across, right? We have these, and then we have all this here. So I think what happens now is that since we have broken this minor structure here, let me remove that piece of art. I think we will probably go all the way down here somewhere at around 19.20, depends. But we will, for some reason, somehow I think we will test this one here and then we will go higher. That's my view anyways on gold for now. Until proven otherwise, that's how I see it. So yeah, let's see. Palladium, no one has been talking about palladium, but I have the past week or two said that this could be a big reversal, as you have mentioned, because we have the lows here, the trend line coming across, and we have this one here. Now we're going in for what? The retest, which we talked about last week. And we have broken our goal, the blue neckline here. You can see we have some sort of a um, inverse head and shoulders here. It's a bit complex with multiple heads, but anyways, we did break that. And where did we find resistance? Of course, at the long-term golden trend coming across here all the way. So what happens here now is very important to understand, at least the way I see it. Now we need to, for the bulls, right, we need to probably do a retest, which is fine, and then we need to resume up. What you don't want to see is that if you have well, Jesus, we have a breakdown of the major golden trend line, right, coming back into the retest, which is happening today, and then we don't want it to roll over again. because if we start to roll over, then the trend line gets verified to the downside, and more people will start to come in, right? But if it doesn't hold and we get back above, meaning that the breakout is a false breakdown, then all of a sudden you have all these shorts right here, this cluster, they will have to cover, right? You will get a big spike, and then probably a retest, and then we can see what happens there. So when will I think it will break down? I think if we add a golden trend line across here, I think if we start to see, sorry, if we start to see a roll over here going down, I think if we break this one, then I think we have more downside to come. But if we can hold, as mentioned, the blue one, maybe even the golden here, and then pop back up again, then I think we're all good for the upside. So yeah, the Iranian spot price to nat gas, also something we've looked at for the past week or two. I think I thought I mentioned that this was a topping to me. I didn't think we will make this intraday spike up here to this high, but anyway, I still think it's somewhat of a head and shoulders here. And today we broke the blue neckline, and I think in this case, nat gas will outperform uranium spot price in the near future, maybe for the next month or so at least. I think it will outperform. So let's see. Oil, nothing, not much has happened. I just added the 200 DMA coming down here. We're still above the golden trend line, and if we zoom in on the, let's take the 4 hourly, you can still see we are trying to do some sort of I will not call it a flag, but anyways, you might have a flag here, but we're still above, and if we can stay here and return to the upside, then awesome. If not, as mentioned, we will go for the gap fill in my view. If we get below the golden trend line here, we will go all the way down to 75. URNM. Why did I want to have this on? Nothing major has happened today, I think. Let's skip that one. We just have a down day of like 1.5%, and yeah, the bears are still in control. So if the bulls wanna push this higher, we have to get above this one here, the red one, the inner breakdown line here, the red one. We have to get back above that fairly soon. SILJ, last week we had a breakout of the blue neckline, as you can see here and here, and we now are coming for a retest. And in this case, we actually went lower than I thought because we went all the way down to the golden, the minor golden trend line coming across here in the up channel here. So this one has to hold. Um, Ideally, it has to hold. So let's see what happens. But you can see for the first time in a very, very long time, the 200 DMA is starting to curling up. So that's also a good thing. Not that I use the 200 DMA as much, but it's nice to have a visual view of the trend. Let's say URA to the Nasdaq. Again, the Nasdaq outperformed URA today, but I still think we are on the way to make a right shoulder here and then a retest to this golden trend line. Platinum, yeah, I wanted to show you this one because last week we did break out of this, depending on how you draw it, of this wide bull flag, right? But also today I found that there is an inner bull flag, and I have made the golden trend lines across here. You can see we have an inner bull flag. Maybe it's the overall, but anyways, both are there. So I'm just going to show you that we have resistance up here at the 1080. Let's go to the daily. So you can see we're still above the 2021 high flag right here, barely above, and we are in this rising channel here. So ideally, we want to get up and test this one within the next 2 weeks, and hopefully do a retest and then move on. What we don't want to see is a breakdown here, right, of this, because then it becomes a bear flag, it's a bit drawn out bear flag. But anyways, so we have to wait and see what happens. But I think platinum is holding up very well still. XBI is a biotech ETF. I don't know if I have showed this on. I have showed it on this channel, but anyways, I have posted it on Twitter many times. Uh, and this is what I see as the left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. And we did breakdown of this golden trend line, and then came all the way back for the parallel channel here, and now we're doing a retest. So I don't know. I think for now it's still bearish, but if we can get back above this golden trend line here, we we will come bullish again. So so we have to wait and see what happens there. Oh, here it is. I posted today on Twitter that I had an amazing minor to the commodity ratio, and it was actually First Majestic to silver price. And to me, if you want to, let's zoom out. Let's spend 1 or 2 minutes on this chart because I find it very fascinating. So you can see here, this goes all the way back to 2008, where we made the low, and then we had a major run up, right, to 2012, more or less. And then we went back down again, and you can see this time period was 87 months, so that's like 4 years. And and um, and you can also see, the channels or the the golden dotted trend lines coming across here. So once we broke out, we went in for a major move. The same in 2016, right? We broke out and we started a major spike up. So to me, if we go to the weekly just to get the if we just to get the a bit of a better resolution on it, I think if we break, as you can see, when we come to the 8th of May, we have had the exact same periods between the two lows here. So I think if we can get here and stay above the golden lower trend line here, and we break out, you want to be in the minors for sure, because that means that the minors, in this case First Majestic, will outperform silver heavily. As you can see here, right? Here we did 300, almost 400% outperformance, and here we did 300, yeah. So I think if we can break it here, do like this to the upside, boom, there you have it. That's when you want to really start to maximizing profits in the silver miners. And how high can we go? I don't know. Let's see how the structure looks when we get there. But obviously we have the highs up here. So this is just an amazing chart. If it plays out, it's just amazing. And the periods well, the cycle is just all could also be to perfection. So this we will watch weekly, and we will see what happens over the next month or two. Okay, quickly, because we're running at 13 minutes. Anyways, the hydrogen ETF Hydra, to me looks like could be a very low risk, high reward. Oh, Jesus Christ. Low risk, high reward entry point, right? We are probably having a double bottom going across here, hopefully. And if we can start to break, this was the major bearish bullish wedge. We broke out, and now we're just retesting it, some sort of grinding retest. And if we can start to curl back up again, like this, then that's very bullish. And obviously, you can have your stops below this low over here, because if it doesn't hold, we will probably go to the lower side of the wedge. But anyways, I just thought it was very a nice clean setup. Podex, the global cannabis ETF. I know many people hate the sector, and understandably, because if you zoom out, just look at the amount of damage it has taken since the peak. It's down, I don't know how many percent, 99, 98 or something, 97%. But I think we could, this one to me just looks kind of interesting, because we have this bullish channel coming all the way down, and now we're going in for an insanely small pinchy squeeze right here. So either we go for a big toilet flush to the downside, just completely wiping everyone out, that has any amount of selling left, or we pierce to the upside. So this is one to watch for me, and we will look at that. I think daily, because we are almost at the apex right here. So I think tomorrow, this week for sure, we will get the point of direction here. Energy, the XLE energy. Actually, the XLE looks still very bullish. We had the false breakdown here of the two major supports, the golden trend line and the green support coming across over here, and we pop right back into the uptrend. So we also just closed the gap again. So if you can get above, very bullish. Otherwise, we'll probably go down to 83 for the gap fill here, as you can see. So anyways, no matter what we do, I think we could have a possible, head and shoulders here if we are to close the gap down here. If we were to get down to the gap, and then we probably resume. Anyways, that's my take on this one. So still, XLE is bullish. Quickly, we have the gold miners still above my blue neckline. You can call it a inverse head and shoulders, or you can also call it a cup and handle, depending on how you look at it, because this shoulder is very minor. So maybe you don't have to see it as a left shoulder, but it doesn't matter. Both are bullish, right? So yeah, as long as we're above the blue one at 33.3, it's all good, man. And I still think we need the retest. So I still think we need to get all the way down here, and then we hopefully resume, depending if you're bull or bear, bull or bear, of course. Similar to the GDXJ, we have. Let me zoom way more out here. Sorry, guys. Sorry. So again, we have broken. We have broken the blue neckline. We have retested it. So hopefully we will resume back up again. Again, let's wait and see what happens here, right? And last but not least, a chart that I did just before I went on. It's quite simple. These are the highs back at the start of 2022, and ever since then you have had a where is it? There it is. You have had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move correction all the way down. So remember, a 5 move correction, and then we started an uptrend again, and we actually broke out from the golden trend line, did a retest, and actually broke below and caught a lot of people shorting on the wrong side and went back up again. So to me right now, as you can see, we're basically grinding, testing this blue one, this golden trend line here. As you can see, we're just grinding all the way. As you can see, we have all this grind here, and now we're grinding right here. So depending if you're a bull or a bear, I think this week is very pivotable of in which way we go. Jesus Christ, let me just delete that. Thank you. So it's still bearish, right? This retest here is a bearish retest, but it is at the higher end of the previous high. But either way, we go down here, I think, to the neckline, to the neckline here, and then that's probably get a bounce and then maybe roll over, or all the people who is bearish and short on the SP 500, and I know from Twitter that a lot of people are bearish and calling for huge drops down. If we get a spike here out of this, to me, out of this wedge back into the main wedge here, I think a lot of shorts will get blown off, and we could get some a very big spike for the next month or so if that were to happen. So we'll have to wait and see. I just found it very interesting to see the SP 500 be at such important moment in time right here, insanely important. So yeah, let's see what happens. I think we will follow this one also for the remaining of the week, because as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is 1 week left in the area right here in the wedge. So okay, I'm very sorry that this video took 20 minutes, but as you can see, I had 20 charts, and one chart is 1 minute, so it makes sense, right? But yeah, tomorrow it won't be this long. I just found a lot of them very, very exciting to look at. Please, as always, follow me on Twitter. I really appreciate it. And yeah, also on YouTube. I try to build the channel as good as I can. So yeah, it's uselink INV. Oops, my bad. So please subscribe. Please support the channel, and comment below what you found interesting. What did I do well, and what did I do badly? And also sorry for the guys who posted on Twitter today about what we should have on today's video, because I know a lot of people wanted to have shipping, tankers, and Baltic Dry Index. I didn't find time to have it on, but definitely tomorrow or Wednesday we will add it in, and we will look at the Baltic Dry Index and the main tankers as a whole. So this will be one video, 10 minutes long, only on shipping, more or less. Okay, I will stop ranting. Bye.